What's going on, everybody? Jim Biringer here. Matthew Blittner there. Blue Line Blast podcast. We got an emergency podcast for you. Ondrej Palat traded to the New York Islanders along with 2 picks, a 2026 third rounder, a 2027 sixth rounder, and the Devils are getting Maxime Siplakov back in the deal. He had been held out. As we were talking to some great alumni for Johnny Mac Night, find out he's been held out for roster-related reasons, and now the Devils clear up some cap space.
Look, it's a great move by the Devils to be able to get Palat's cap off the books. Obviously, that's about $6 million, which is, certainly a good portion of money at this point in the season. Giving up the third and the sixth as well. I mean, 6th rounders, it is what it is. Third rounder, okay, that's the sweetener for the Isles and getting Siplakov back. I mean, he's a talented middle six winger. He hasn't quite grown into his potential yet with the Isles. It's more of a, can he fulfill his potential type of thing. It's a change of scenery for him. He'll get that opportunity in New Jersey, who need help in the middle six and the bottom six on their wing, which has been in flux for the last couple of seasons. Really, pretty much ever since Tyler Toffoli was traded. Mm-hmm. Now, he's not Tyler Toffoli, but he has the potential and the type of offense to become a player like that. So for the Devils, it's nothing but a win.
No, it's a win for them because now you free up the cap space. You probably gain maybe about $5 million, $4 million in cap space, depending on the Siplakov cap hit coming back. And now, look, now you have roster flexibility. Now you have, the flexibility to go do something else ahead of the Olympic break, ahead of the trade deadline to improve the roster if you feel the team is still a playoff team. And Tom Fitzgerald, as we know, feels like this team is a playoff team, and he's going to look to add. And now you can do that because, let's be honest, we talked about it with Arthur Staple on our previous podcast that's just up right now on Blue Line Blast on YouTube. Please subscribe and comment and like the video. Yes, you could go all the way with Dougie Hamilton and get that off the books, but this was the easier contract to move. I had been hearing his name since the summer over Hamilton. It just made sense, especially for a team like the Islanders, who now have traded with the Rangers and the Devils
in 24 hours,
back-to-back days. Yeah, and the Islanders get the third-round pick they gave pretty much to the Rangers.
Yeah, because also the Rangers and the Devils at the moment will have similar draft positions. So, the Islanders really basically got back their pick. And, I mean, the one thing about Dougie Hamilton, though, once Luke Hughes went down with what is supposedly a separated shoulder, and again, they've not said anything about it. They've said that he doesn't quite need surgery right now. They're in wait and see mode. They could not, responsibly trade Dougie Hamilton right now because then they would leave themselves short on defensemen. And Hamilton, I mean, he's answered the call. He's got points in, 8 straight games going into tonight? So that's all good. Yeah, it's $9 million cap hit. It's a problem. They'll have to move that in the offseason. But for right now, Palat was the one who they could move. Obviously, he waived his no trade, or potentially, since it was a 10-team trade, it's possible that the Isles were on that to begin with, where the Islanders could have, where he would have been okay with the Islanders in the first place. We don't quite know that just yet. But that's the nature of it. And, of course, it happens on Johnny Mac Night with Lou Lamoriello in the building.
Of course.
With his connection to the two teams. Not to say that he, put any groundwork, because he is not in any official capacity with either team at the moment. But it's just a craziness that hockey can be at any given moment.
Well, I mean, we've seen the Devils and Islanders make trades in the past when Lou was the GM of the Islanders teams that went to back-to-back conference finals.
Palmieri,
Zajac, Andy Green went all there. All the former Devils went over there to make that run with that team. And I like this, because now Palat's going to get an opportunity now potentially for playoffs because, again, the Devils are on the outside looking in. And I agree with you on Hamilton. You can't afford to give up that kind of defenseman now, given the unknown of Luke Hughes. Whether or not he comes back this season is still up in the air. They're going to try to rehab it for now. But if they don't and he needs surgery, then he's shut down for the rest of the year. Now the Devils free up some money to do some other things now ahead of the break again or at the deadline because we know this team is looking for goal scoring. We know this team wants to add. What other futures did they give up? But, again, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Sometimes guys don't fit the system that you want to run. And I guess Ondrej Palat's time was just up with the New Jersey Devils.
Absolutely, and with Hamanaho, or however you pronounce it, I apologize if I'm not getting it quite right. He's got 2 goals in 5 games with the Devils. His first 5 games of his NHL career. So maybe he becomes something of a depth scorer. Maybe he becomes more than that later on. But a depth scorer, adding in Siplikov. I mean, these are 2 guys who could be key. The Devils have been searching for bottom 6, middle 6 forwards who can score for a couple of years now. Top of the lineup obviously is not going to change. Jack Hughes, Timo Meier, Nito Hischier, Jesper Bratt. That's not going to change. What they weren't getting offense from was the middle and bottom 6. And now if Hamanaho can be that guy, if Siplikov can be that guy, Devils have an offense that could rebound quickly.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's what they've been looking for. They need goal scoring. Maybe Hamanaho jumps up at some point up to the top 6. I think that's what they projected him as anyway in his draft year.
But they'll bring him along slowly.
Yeah, they're going to bring him along slowly. But again, now the Devils have some weapons. Now they have some assets. Now they have that cap space they've been looking for all year because we knew how tight they were up against the cap, and maybe they just didn't want to make the moves earlier. But you can't deplete the lineup on the back end. But you can do it up front, let's see some guys now from the AHL. Let's see what we got in our system. Now, Ondrej Palat has a chance to play with the New York Islanders. It's going to be interesting. Tom Fitzgerald putting in work on John McClain night. Guys, Blue Line Blast Podcast, Jim Biringer, Matthew Blittner. Take care.